Yeah, we're on. We're on. Today won't be taking long, actually. I won't be taking. I just want to touch on something very important. As always, there's always something very important which we have to say. Okay, so I've been holding this trade for about 3 months right now. I even forgot the small account that I had opened these trades. So, today I'm not going to talk about these trades. I'm just going to talk about trader psychology. Like as a trader, the things which you just miss and are yet so simple without even having to look at the charts. Because today oil crashed. Many people are surprised, but then such things shouldn't surprise you. If you're into oil trading, such things shouldn't surprise you because they are common sense. If I can say, they are common sense. So I always say, as a trader, your lifestyle has to change. The moment you decide that you want to be a trader, you're committed to trading, your lifestyle should automatically change. Because you should feed on research and you should cultivate knowledge. When people are seeing chaos, when it's chaotic, always find that opportunity. Always find that opportunity. You must fall in love with the sound of your MetaTrader coming on in the background when people are seeing chaos. You know that this is an opportunity to do this and that. So everything which happens around you must slowly relate to a trade. It must slowly relate to it. Because right now, let's just talk about three things. I'll be touching on Amazon and Amazon and oil. And the last one, I say three, Netflix. Yeah, let's put in Netflix. Let's talk about Amazon, oil, and Netflix. So let's start off with oil. With oil, since the beginning of this coronavirus, we eventually knew that a shutdown would occur. That a lockdown would occur in most countries, if not all. So this leads to a decline in the global economy. So we know that airplane stocks are affected because travels are banned. So with the initiation of these lockdowns, most things are closed. Shops are closed, travel is restricted, and production is also halted. So oil, let's just look at the basic use of oil. It's used mostly as petroleum, if I'm correct. So if it's used as petroleum, we have planes, we have fewer planes traveling, if there are any. We have fewer cars also traveling. We have fewer manufacturing companies operating. So oil is no longer in demand. So we have the demand of oil decreasing. The demand of oil decreases. So as the demand decreases, oil becomes cheaper because oil manufacturers, or those who is oil being drilled, I think it's being drilled, but then, or mining oil, whatever the process to acquire oil, whatever those manufacturers are doing, you find that their reserves are filled with oil because fewer and fewer people or fewer and fewer companies are using oil. Because you cannot continue buying oil if your car is always in your yard. Plane companies cannot buy oil if less planes are traveling. Trucking companies cannot buy oil if less trucks are on the road. So I hope you're getting a picture of what I'm saying. So overall, the oil demand decreases, and as demand decreases, the reserves are getting filled. So that means oil storages or oil reserves, they get filled to a point whereby there is no longer enough storage. That will crash the oil market, just like we're seeing right now. It was bound to happen at some point, and hence the price of oil decreases drastically. The price of oil will decrease drastically because they want to get that oil out of the storage, they want to get that oil out of their reserves. So what they do is they just have to decrease the price so that demand can start picking up. So let's move on to Amazon. This is just basic knowledge. You don't need degree in statistics or economics. You don't need to be a genius in those areas to figure this out. This is just a daily life routine. You just add 1 plus 1 and just get 2. So, I wrote amazing. Amazon, sorry for that. Let's move on to Amazon. So, with less people, because we're still around this coronavirus issue, we're dealing with geopolitical factors once more. With less retailers opening, because shops are closed down. So that means most things are done online. Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, Amazon is one of the leading online retailers, although they are restricted to selling certain products, essential products. But then you have to know that the use of Amazon will increase because right now most things are done online. The use of Amazon to purchase products will increase. When states are buying medical supplies and everything, Amazon will also be one of the go-to retailers. So the stock of Amazon will increase. Amazon stock price it crashed first, remember? It crashed first. That's when you do what? You buy the fear. You look at stocks. As I mentioned in the past, you don't just buy any stock right now. You look. You look and figure out which stocks are worth buying. Where do you buy the fear? You don't just buy anything which is low. There's a point, So that's where vision comes in. That's the importance of vision. You have to look, okay, so we are in a lockdown. Global economy is shrinking. Stocks have plummeted. But then, retail sellers, those who are online retail stores will usually be the ones with the most customers. They will be the ones with high activity, hence their stocks will begin to rise. So Amazon is one of them. Then the final one I was going to talk about Netflix. So with all that being said, I'm sure you already know what the Netflix shares or Netflix stocks have done. It's pretty obvious they have risen because right now you are watching Netflix. So if you're watching Netflix, you have to know that your neighbor is probably watching Netflix. Your friends are probably watching Netflix. Many people are probably watching Netflix because movement once more is restricted. So as you're watching Netflix, you have to ask yourself, what's happening to Netflix stocks? Because if you're watching it, many people are watching it, eventually Netflix stocks will rise. So you just see how this affects your life. Then you apply it to the charts. You apply it to your trades. If you are a stock trader, you know that if I'm watching Netflix, then I go online, maybe on social media, they say there's this Netflix series out doing whatnot. You can see that many people, the general population, is tuned into Netflix. That means the Netflix stocks will start rising. Simple as ABC. So these are just some of the basic things which we miss. And that's why at some point trading becomes easier. When you can just figure out stuff like this. You can just apply what happens in life to the charts. You have to mix what happens in life to the charts. Apply it. So yeah, that's it from me. That's it from me for now. I hope this lesson was a bit educative to some extent.